NBC's Andrea Mitchell, who is traveling with Secretary Blinken, and Aaron David Miller, Senior Fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace and a former State Department Middle East analyst and negotiator. So, Andrea, Secretary of State Blinken back in the region, as are you, trying to, in his case, reach a ceasefire deal and bring the hostages home. What are the chances of this happening?
Very, very slim. The terrible situation of the explosions over Lebanon just today. 2 apartment buildings collapsed, were leveled by Israeli airstrikes in Beirut. And 2 children we know died, several children died among the 18 people found in the rubble, according to the Lebanese Health Service and to our correspondent there. So the crisis continues. Gaza, people are starving in northern Gaza, in the Jabalia refugee camp. There have been airstrikes there. And this, as Secretary Blinken was landing, all this happening, the pressure from the U.S., from Blinken today with Netanyahu, to get food into northern Gaza. A trickle of trucks have gotten in, and they have not gone to the people who need them because of the continuing airstrikes. The U.S. President said last week at a meeting in Germany that the war in Gaza should end now and get the hostages home. And now you've got the spreading war in Lebanon. The U.S. supports them attacking, Israel attacking Lebanon near the southern border with Israel, but not the attacks on Beirut, and also pressing Israel to keep its expected retaliation against Iran proportional. That means to keep with what they have been told by the Israelis, that it will not hit nuclear sites, that it will not hit energy sites, that they'll go after offensive weapons and try to avoid escalating it to the point where Iran's expected response will spread to a wider war.
And I know, Andrea, that you also spoke with Aviva Siegel. She's a former hostage whose husband is still being held hostage in Gaza. What did she tell you?
No, we've known her. She's been on your show. She's been with my show in Washington, in Tel Aviv. And today, I have to tell you, this time I spent with her today, before she and other American hostages later tonight will be meeting with Secretary Blinken, this was the most emotional that I have seen her, because she feels that the death of Sinwar will further endanger the possibility of retaliation against her husband, Keith. She was a hostage for 51 days. She described the torture that she and others experienced. And now she said it is more urgent than ever, because they saw the terrible condition that Hersh Poland Goldberg was in when his body was turned over, when he was executed. Here's more of what she said to me. What do you want Netanyahu to do?
I would like Bibi Netanyahu to understand that if Keith doesn't come home now, he's going to come home dead. And I want him home. I want him home alive. One more day underneath the ground, I would have died. And Keith would have died too. I wouldn't be sitting here next to you, because I would be dead. So I'm so worried about Keith. We hadn't heard about Keith, anything about Keith, for a half a year. And we don't know. We don't know if he's alive. We don't know where he is and in what conditions he is.
And she's so worried about her husband and the other hostages, and says it's time to end this war. And she's just pleading with the U.S. to put more pressure on Netanyahu, and pleading with their government. She's an Israeli American, her husband is American, and just pleading to let the hostages come home. But of course, as long as the war continues, that will not happen.
Andrea Mitchell in Tel Aviv. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Jose.